Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I am broadcasting to you from Central Europe. I hope everybody's having a great weekend so far. Hi Pachu, hi Anatoly, hi Tina, hi Henry. All right, this class is Task 2 Writing with an original example we'll work through with some strategy. Hi, Alexander, a konnichiwa to you as well. All right, so we are taking this material from our websites, aehelp.com, for academic version of the test, and GIELTS help.com for the general version of the exam. We have lots of fantastic materials for you on both of those websites. And you can use the code LIVE20, live20, for a 20% discount. This is our academic website here. You can click that red button to join, and then you will see this checkout form and this big blue button, use coupon code. You can click on that to type in LIVE20 to get that 20% off. This is our general version of the website. It's the green background. Click that big red button to join there. Hi Paula, hi Bagzad, good to see members in the class. All right, so students, if you have questions about our products, about the exam, send me an email, adrian@aehelp.com. That's my name, ADRIAN. You can also get our books in hard copy for those of you who like to have physical books. Just go to Amazon, search for AE Helps Academic IELTS or GE Helps General IELTS. Hi, Patricio. All right, so without further ado, let's get right into it. Task 2. Task 2 is the second and final task of the writing section. It is the last part of your sit-down exam. You should practice doing full-timed exams at home before you sit the real test. It's very different to just do a Task 2 essay without doing an exam for 2 hours and 20 minutes beforehand. When you do the listening, the reading, Task 1, your brain gets a little bit more tired, so it's a little bit more challenging. Make sure to practice that way also, okay? All right, so let's take a look at today's question. Read it with me. IELTS Writing Task 2. You should spend about 40 minutes on this task. You should spend 40 minutes on it, not a second less. It's worth 2/3 of your writing mark. Here's the question. Many people no longer feel that it is important to officially get married, while others still consider marriage to be an essential part of life. Which side do you agree with and why? Give explanations and examples from your own experience to support your argument. All right, kind of an interesting question for today. It's a very common phenomenon in many parts of the world where people feel that, hey, we can just live together, have children, and live a happy life. We don't need to go to the church or the mosque or to the government office and get married on paper. That's not important. What is important is that we love each other and care about each other, while other people think that, hey, it's not quite true. It is kind of important to show to the world that we are indeed married. So here you choose one side. This type of question is choosing one side. The first point that you have to realize here is you don't write about both, okay? For this question, it's not a good idea to write lots about both because it's asking you which side do you agree with. So you agree with this side, marriage is a good idea, or this side, it's no longer as important as it used to be. Okay, so choose one side, think of 2 strong points to support that side, and write your essay. Okay, what's our first step? What should I do first? So many students who watch these classes often should know the answer to my question. What's step number 1? Paula says, well, paraphrase the question so that you know what you're discussing, gets you to think about it a little bit more deeply, perhaps come up with some good vocabulary to boost the lexical resource for it. So yeah, absolutely. Let's paraphrase it. Let's plan it. Okay. Planning is obviously a very important step for this question. So I'm going to paraphrase, do the same. All right, so there is my paraphrase. Begzod, you're nice and fast. You're faster than me. Good for you. So my paraphrase is, several individuals believe that marriage is not necessary. However, others feel that tying the knot is key to life. What do you believe and why? Tie the knot is, by the way, an expression used for marriage. It comes, I think, from a specific practice of actually tying together knots. Yeah, so that's my paraphrase. I understand the question. I have some good extra vocabulary that I can use in my essay. So good. Now I'm ready to do a little bit of planning. Bagzod's paraphrase is, most people do not consider being engaged to another person officially as important, while others believe it is fundamental. Which side do you choose? Bagzod, that's very nice. Yeah, engaged is not quite married. It's just before, but it's close enough. So I think that's fine. Anatoly says, marriage is very important because of baby. I think, Anatoly, you are jumping ahead, thinking of children. That can come up in the planning stage, which is okay. Rahul says, living in a relationship is better while you do not know your partner. It helps to understand the way of thinking of your partner. Rahul, I have no idea where you're going with that, so you're going to have to work hard to make that information clear. Okay? All right. Careful, students, not to get too excited about a question, not to feel too motivated to give your opinion right away. You have to plan your thoughts. Otherwise, they will be disorganized. And even though you know what you want to express in your writing, it might not be clear for your reader. Okay? Remember, you're not writing to express yourself only. You're writing so that your reader understands your ideas. That's the most important. Okay? We're not talking about starting a family. We're talking about marriage. Not the same. Okay, if you write about starting a family, then you will be going off topic. So careful. Preeti says, most individuals think that marriage is not essential to register. Sure. However, others believe that it is necessary in society. You don't need the to know by, Preeti. Paula says, certain individuals think that marriage has not much importance in their lives. Lives, Paula. Opponents believe that having a spouse officially is vital. Very good paraphrasing, Paula, with the having an official spouse. Which point do you support? Yeah, because your spouse is your official married partner, right? Absolutely. Tina says, certain individuals think that it's important to have written evidence for getting married. Conversely, people believe that it's not vital for continuing life. Sure, that makes sense, Tina. Okay, a couple of small corrections. Vaishnavi Reddy says, getting married is good and it gives good hope, and living without a partner is difficult. I believe that marriages are made in heaven. Okay, again, it's a strong opinion, Vaishnavi, but you're not clearly answering the question yet or arguing yet. So you have to be very careful. Alexander says, plenty of individuals are not inclined to be married. Other people think vice versa, as it's a substantial part of love. Whose opinion do you prefer and why? Alexander, that's a really nice paraphrase as well. I think substantial part of love is a little subjective. You want to be careful with that, but overall, quite a good paraphrase. Okay, so let's get into planning. Now, what is marriage? It's an interesting question. What is marriage? So let's do a little bit of what, why, how. Let's do a little bit of critical thinking. What is marriage? Asma, Laban, a synonym for marriage is tying the knot. Okay, tie the knot. Or wed. You are wed when you are married. Okay, W-E-D. All right. What is marriage? Oman Sharpov says it's a ceremony. Sure. Okay. So this is where you really need to think. A lot of people believe they have a very clear picture of what marriage means, but then when you start to think about it, you realize that there are some very important little details, okay? Vanessa Gomez, it's kind of funny, but make sure you focus, okay? On the IELTS, you can't lose track of your focus, okay? Let's see. Let's try to think critically about it. So marriage is tying the knot. Baljit says it's the official dominance of a woman over a man. Again, students, don't get lost. That's why I chose this question for today. I know it's provocative. And in the IELTS, your goal is to get a high band score. So Paula says it's a union between two people. Sure. A bond between two people. Preeti says a union between two people for life. Okay. So Silin Wang, very good. Silin Wang says it's when two people not only give a promise verbally, Silin, it's verbally, orally is a bit awkward, but also legally. Yeah, so now we're getting into the more important elements, right? There's different kinds of marriage around the world. There's Catholic marriages, there's marriages in the Indian culture and Buddhism, there's marriages in the Muslim culture. These marriages can be very different. Some marriages are monogamous, where it's one man, one woman. Some marriages are polygamous, where it's usually one man married to multiple women. So there are different types of marriages. So be very careful of how you define marriage when you create your argument in this essay, okay? So it's a ceremony. It's a union between two people for life. It is a legal documentation of the agreement between two people to spend their lives together, okay? To spend, and if I want to be more accurate, spend and share their lives together. Okay? Why? So why do people get married? That's your next question, okay? Very important, students, to go through the what, why, how, especially when you get a question like this. So why do people get married? Okay. Careful, Yash, to jump to your opinion before you think about the what, why, and how question. Okay. Tina says to not be alone, but Tina, I could have a partner, not be officially married, and live with them for the rest of my life. There are many people that do that today, and they're not alone. Okay. So Paula says for legal reasons. What do you mean? What do you mean by that, Paula? That's a good thought. They love each other, Gadamov. Yeah, sure. They love themselves. They love each other. But I can love another person and not be married to them, and they can love me back, and we can live together and not be officially married. Patricio says there are legal opportunities. Okay. A legal agreement to support each other and be faithful to each other. Absolutely. That's one. So for legal reasons, for making good conduct, Rahul, that would be to be faithful so you don't cheat on your partner. Pachu, you can keep your generation alive without officially being married. You can have a partner in life, have children, never be officially married, and your children will keep the generation alive. Nature doesn't care if you're married or not. It just cares if you have a child. Okay. And there, Lanthiu, it could be Eastern, it could be Western. It's changing around the world. As we become more global, the concept of marriage is becoming very global as well. Okay. Julie, Abraham, most countries, if not all countries, it is a legal bond. Okay. Okay, so a step, a proclamation of wanting to start a family. Could be. It's a little bit loose. People can start a family without marriage, but sure, many people do it because once they're married, it means the next step is children. Sure. So what else? And I'm wondering if some of our viewers are married and know this. Patricio, adopting a child, immigrating to another country. These can all be reasons, yeah. Citizenship. Some people get married for citizenship, right? Many people these days do, right? Sure. People want to feel safe, yeah. Visualize. I still don't see some very strong answers coming up for this. Remember, students, the better your answers for these why questions, the better your essay is going to be. Visualize it, okay? Here's my question to you. Why are weddings so big? Why do we usually invite lots of family and friends and people to weddings? Why do we make a big celebration? Why not just have a small, quiet wedding where two people walk into a church, no family, nobody else, they tie the knot, it's legal, it happens. Why are most weddings big with lots of people? Lanthiu, very good. I thought about that when I was wondering when somebody would come up with that. That's a different one. For income and tax purposes, yeah, you get a lot better taxation rules and income support when you have marriage instead of no marriage. Absolutely. Yeah. So what else? Yeah, maybe it's because it only happens one time, and maybe it's because it's a happy moment. So those are all reasons. A big reason why people love to have big weddings, or the importance of having a big wedding, I don't think it's just because it's the dream of many girls, but that's probably connected to what I'm about to say. Yeah, Margaret Park, very good. They want to demonstrate their love and commitment to their friends, family, and the rest of the world. Okay, good. So, yeah, absolutely. They want to demonstrate their love and commitment not only to each other, but the rest of the world also, to their friends and their family, right? That's why we do it in front of a large group of people. Sure, it's a good reason to have a big party. It only happens once in the life. We want to remember it. Those are other reasons, but in a big way, we do it because we want to show everybody around us that I've chosen this person, I'm with them for life. Here it is, accept it, right? I love them, it's great. Okay, so now we have some interesting answers for the why, right? So we do it if we want to adopt a child. It can be important. It can be important for immigration. It can be important for income and tax purposes. It is important to show society, not just to each other, but to society and the world, the commitment, right? Okay. So now, if I were really tricky, I might look at the other side. Why not get married? But I think that the easier choice for the answer is to choose marriage, right? So if I think about all of these answers and these reasons, the easier choice is probably to say, yeah, it's better to get married at some point than to ignore marriage, right? So before we jump to that, how is a good question to ask as well. So how does this work? And I'm just going to give you some quick answers, but again, this is how you need to think for part 2 questions in the exam, so you can come up with some really, really good answers, okay? So how does this work? Well, governments have special laws and rules for married couples. Okay, so these are just a couple, but of course there are lots of other points that we can go on. So governments have special taxation and legal rules for married couples to support them so that they live well, they raise families, such as a tax break or a tax discount of 20% on joint income, so the combined income of the two couples, right? If the man makes a lot of money, the woman makes less money, or vice versa, then they can defer their taxation to each other. If a spouse, so if a person is married and commits adultery, adultery means to sleep with another partner, another person. It means cheating on the wife or the husband. That's called adultery. That can be punished by jail time or a fine as well, right? So there are lots of special rules. Another one that some of you might think of and say, hey, Adrian, that's an important one, is inheritance in case of death. So if one person dies, the wife or the husband, then the other one inherits their wealth to support the family. That can get very tricky when people are not married. In case of divorce, wealth can be distributed, right? So if there's a divorce that happens, then the government can say, hey, well, look, you were married. You have obligations to each other. It means you have responsibility for each other. You can't just kick the person out that's not making money and say, good luck, but you have to share your wealth. So there are all of these very interesting and important legal rules in society, right? Okay, so now we have a lot of really good ideas. So we can come up with our thesis statement, okay? The thesis statement is our argument. So using this information, students, come up with a good thesis statement. Thesis statement is your argument with two clear points about why marriage is important. Okay, so it can start something like, although some people believe it is unnecessary to officially tie the knot, I do believe that the ceremony sanctimony of marriage because of Okay, so this would be my thesis. I don't want to give you the points yet because I want you to come up with your thesis. If you have a good thesis, you will have a very good task 2 essay and you will get a high band score. If you have a bad thesis with poor points, difficult to understand ideas, you will get a lower score because likely your essay will not be very good either. Okay, so this is my thesis start. Although some people believe it is unnecessary to officially tie the knot, sorry, should be not. Okay. I do believe that the sanctimony of legal marriage is important because of. Okay. Sanctimony means the spiritual practice of legal marriage. So, let's see what you have. Marina, you can join from iOS, but you just need a link. If you send me an email, I can send you the link to join the channel and become a member. Okay. Ashish Rijal, you want 6.5? You can get a 6.5 a few different ways. You do need to improve English and communication, and here I'm helping you with both, okay? So follow these steps. Improve your English, improve your communication, and you'll get a 6.5. Yvonne, I see you're still listing reasons to be married. You get a better mortgage rate, which is true. When you buy a house, you're right, Yvonne. In many countries, you get benefits if you can prove that you're married. Yeah. Amrit, promises and faithfulness for point 1 and 2 will be very difficult to describe, and they're not clearly two different points. They kind of seem like the same point said in a different way. These have to be very clear. Okay? So, Harpreet, send me an email and I'll help you out with that. Okay? So, what should be the 2 points here? Okay? Begzod says, although most people think that marriage is not so vital, I definitely suppose the opposite, as this not only has financial benefits, but also gives a great chance to immigrate. Okay, Begzod, not bad. Okay, not bad. It's a good start. Financial benefits, but also gives living enhancements. Instead of chance to immigrate, I would paraphrase it, Begzod, with enhanced lifestyle or enhanced living. And then in the body paragraph, Begzod, you can explain immigration. Sure, that's possible, and that's all you need, Begzod. That's a great start. You're off to a very, very strong essay. All right. Paula says, although some individuals believe that marriage is not necessary, I strongly support that having official documentation of being wed is vital, not only for legal purposes, but also for love commitment. Very good, Paula. Very, very good. Legal purposes and love commitment are 2 excellent points, okay? You can write a very good essay with that. Good job. That's very, very close to what I'm thinking as well, okay? So, let's see. What else do we have? Anybody else coming up with some other good points for this? Harpreet, send me an email, not your email. Send me an email. My email is at the beginning of the video. Okay. Amiel Raphael says, while most people believe that marriage is necessary and sacred, I believe that being married is not as important as it was before because we can express love in many ways. Amiel, you're going the other direction, which is fine. It's okay, but you still need to have two very clear points of why you don't think it's important. Expressing love in many ways is not a very clear point, and it's just one point. You can do it, Amiel. It's more difficult, so careful. Sometimes for the IELTS, it's better to choose what you don't believe and write it just because it's easier. Okay? Patricio says, although many people consider it unnecessary to officialize marriage, I believe that this process is crucial to get some benefits, such as adopt a child and immigrate to another country. Okay, Patricio, you could do that. You're very narrow on your points with adopt a child and immigrate to a country. I would say, Patricio, with those points, it could be better to state them as to get benefits like family planning and life enhancing, or trying to think about a better way so you're not just stuck to saying immigration. Hi, Marina. Cool to have you as a member. Were you a member before, Marina? I think you were, right? But if not, make sure to send me an email so I can send you the perks, okay? All right. So some good thesis statements there, students. I'm going to go with a little bit closer to what Bagzod wrote. So because of okay, so that's mine. That works. Well, welcome aboard, Marina. Make sure you send me an email so I can hook you up with the perks. So this is my thesis here, okay? Although some people believe it is unnecessary to officially tie the knot, I do believe that the sanctimony of legal marriage is very important because of legal and social advantages, okay? And I'm just going to take out word repetition and replace that with official. Okay, so one more time. Although some people believe it is unnecessary to officially tie the knot, I do believe that the sanctimony of official marriage is very important. Now I've realized that I've put official in there, so I'll just take out the first one. Keep correcting all the time. There we go. One more time. Although some people believe that it is unnecessary to tie the knot, I do believe that the sanctimony of official marriage is very important because of legal and social advantages. Okay? So that is a very clear thesis statement. It shows my reader that I'm going to explain the advantage of marriage from the legal perspective and from the social perspective. So it's very, very close to what Bagzod and to what Paula used as their points, right? Okay, so now I can begin my essay. I know what my thesis is. I'm confident. I have a lot of good ideas about what I can write. And I begin the introductory paragraph. With my hook. Okay, the hook should be very simple here. So write some nice hooks for me, students. I know some of you have learned that hooks are not important. I disagree. It is important. They can get you more points in the exam, especially if you use them well. They're important for you and for your reader. So the hook should just be a very simple fact, okay? What is a very simple fact with the topic? The topic is marriage. What is a simple, clear fact about marriage to catch your reader and get you focused? Oman Sharapov says marriage issues differ around the globe. That's okay, Oman. I would say perspectives of marriage differ around the globe. That's okay. Paula says marriage is a traditional way to join two lives together. Paula, that's good. That might also work for your background and your definition. Okay. Legal advantages, Begzod, would be like for taxation or buying a house for mortgage, or getting divorced and making sure that you're not left on the side of the road with no money. Roshni Kunte says marriage is power of family. Roshni, that's not bad. I might even go one step further and say marriage is the glue that holds society together. Okay? Something like that. All right. It's a little bit argumentative, but it's quite nice. Okay. Another example, if I'm not going with marriage is the glue that holds society together, I could say something like the okay, that could be another one. The practice of marriage has been around for thousands of years in many corners of the world. Okay, that will definitely catch your reader's attention. So, again, stating a very, very strong fact. Patricio, that's a good hook as well. In the last decades, marriage benefits have changed. Okay, that could work. It's a little bit argumentative. Okay. All right, and then I go with the background. So definitions, right? Marriage is different for different people in different parts of the world. It's very important that you define for your reader what marriage is before you start discussing its importance, okay? So then you write the background. So go ahead and write some background for this. Define marriage, define the importance of this question. I'm going to do the same, okay? So okay, so there's mine. Let's see what some of you are writing. Joseph says, in this era, the types of stability that couples have are different, respective for the diversity of society. Joseph, I kind of get what you're saying, but it's not absolutely clear. Okay? Jakub says, it gives an opportunity to take seriously the relationship, and in this way, spouses can enhance the responsibility and obligations for each individual. Yakib, that's a fairly good definition. Okay, I like it. Your Salam says marriage is the legal and formal recognition of union between two people as partners in a relationship. Your Salam, it's not bad. I did some real-time correction there for you to have it more natural and sound better. Okay. Pachu says marriage, also called matrimony or wedlock, is a social ritual recognized, is a socially or ritually recognized union between spouses that establish Rights and obligations. Pachu, it literally sounds like you typed the word marriage into Google and got the Oxford Dictionary definition, which sure is a definition of marriage. So if you have that level of English and you can put that into your background, you're on a band 9. But that sounds like a Oxford Dictionary definition of marriage to me, Pachu. It's good though. That's a good tip, Pachu. So when you're thinking about the background, you don't know what to write, look up the definition for the topic. So look up the word marriage in a dictionary, see what it says in the English dictionary. That's your background for the definition. Okay. Paula says, yeah, Pachu, okay, I see. Copied from Wikipedia. Paula says, since ancient times, two people who decided to share their lives and love forever use marriage as sentimental and legal method. Traditionally, this ceremony has a vital importance in society. Paula, very nice background. Okay, very, very good. All right. Okay, this is my background here. When two people wed, they join their lives together, both emotionally and financially, in the eyes of the law and each other. And I mean, if for people who are religious, they can also say in the eyes of religion, law, and each other. Nevertheless, perspectives about the importance of marriage has come under question by millions of couples worldwide. That's why it's important, right? Because there are kind of two groups now in the world. Some who think marriage is quite important legally, some who think that we shouldn't have to be forced to this ceremony. Okay. All right. And then I just take my thesis and I put it in the end. I put it at the end of my introductory paragraph. So here we go. Thesis is the third element to a great introduction. And that's what we finish the introductory paragraph with. So students, this would be considered a band 9 introduction. This is what you need to do if you want to get high scores or something close to this. Okay? You need to have these three parts. So you need to have the hook. You need to have the background. The background has these two sub-elements, the definition and the importance. And then your thesis. Okay? All right. Tina says, people fall in love and live together for various reasons because of tradition. All around the world, many believe that it's necessary to get married officially. You don't need to repeat the question here, Tina. Okay, focus more on definition and importance. Okay, all right. So Farhan, Yosef, some good answers there as well, or some good writing there as well. Here we go, students. So read with me the paragraph, the introduction. The practice of marriage has been around for thousands of years in many corners of the world. When two people wed, they join their lives together both emotionally and financially in the eyes of religion, law, and each other. Nevertheless, perspectives about the importance of marriage has come under question by millions of couples worldwide. Although some people believe it is unnecessary to tie the knot, I do believe that the sanctimony of official marriage is very important because of legal and social advantages. Okay. Bagzot, in this case, I would just use part of the question to paraphrase. I wouldn't use the whole question. It would be too repetitive. Now comes body paragraph 1. Okay, legal advantages of marriage. Starts with the topic sentence. All right. You need to explain it. And then give an example. Okay, and finally, a connecting sentence. All right. After that, once you have body paragraph 1, then, of course, you have body paragraph 2. Body paragraph 2 are about the social advantages of being married. Still has the same structure. And then, of course, in the end, you have the conclusion, which also has 3 parts. It has the points restated. It has argument strengthened. And some type of a take-home message. Okay, that's what you need to write a Band 9 essay. It's also what you need to write a Band 7 or a Band 6.5, and of course the difference is the grammar and the language that you're using. Okay, but the structure has to be this. Yes, Gurpreet, examples are absolutely necessary. They make your communication clearer and they give more detail to what you're expressing to your reader. Okay? All right. So, students, what I'm going to do with this is assign Body 1, Body 2, and the conclusion for homework. So finish this essay on your own, send it to me by email, and I will gladly give you a free score estimate of how you would do on the IELTS exam. And then what I will do is next week, I will schedule another live class where I will finish this Task 2 essay with you together so you can see how you can develop these 2 points clearly for the body paragraphs and the conclusion. Until then, I strongly encourage you and challenge you to finish the essay on your own so that you can compare your essay, your finished essay, with the essay that we will finish in class together. Is that clear for everyone what I'm doing here? So finish the essay on your own, send it to me. I will send you an estimate of your band score. Then next week, I will finish the essay and you can compare the 2 essays. Okay? So, again, students, these strategies, materials are coming from our websites. We've helped thousands and thousands of students get their band 6.5, 7, 8, even 9 on our websites, aehelp.com for academic IELTS. We've been around since 2009 now, so we've been around for the last 10 years. And certainly a lot of students have succeeded. Many of our students are now doctors and master's diploma holders and living in other countries. So we're very happy for them and we're happy about that. For general IELTS, check us out at gieltshelp.com. On both websites right now, you can use the code LIVE20 for a 20% discount. Websites look like this. This is the general version. It works on your phone, your tablet, your PC. It's responsive, so it changes its size. Click the red button to join. The academic website is this one here with the blue background. Click that button to join. Thank you so much, students, for learning with me this week. On Wednesday, we will continue with live IELTS. We'll do this task 2. We'll finish it up on Wednesday, same time. Okay. I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of your weekend, a great start to your next week. Again, remember, you have beautiful minds. You're beautiful people. We are incredible creatures, full of brilliance. So don't let anybody or anything get you down. Just keep pushing forward and enjoy life. Bye for now, everyone.